How y'all doing? I wanted to share with you all something that you might not know about me. After all, today's topic is you don't know what you don't know. But before I do that, I want you to know something. Me coming up here and sharing this is very hard, and I've never told anyone this completely and as honestly as I'm going to do with you. FYI, I might cry, but that's okay because I know that this is a safe space, and I'm hoping that my story will help others. So in order to get through the story, I'm actually going to read it to you as a letter. Dear PFO, there are a few things you might not know about me. 1, I'm a twin. 2, I can't pee outside. 3, I did an AmeriCorps program called City Year. 4, I'm an artist. And 5, I used to cut myself. And that last one is what I want to talk about. When I was younger, I had a learning disability, and I never got things as fast as everyone else. In fact, they put me in learning support classes, and because of that, I could not take any art classes. And I think from that experience stemmed the thought that I was never smart. And from that one thought, the negative thoughts just kept coming. I just never thought that I was enough. In middle school, from I'm not smart enough came I'm not pretty enough. And then into high school, that turned to I'm not good enough. My freshman year, I had a huge falling out with a close friend who said terrible things about me. And I took those self-limiting words, and they became my reality. I don't think people actually thought the things she was telling them were true, but that's how I began to see myself. And from those thoughts were piled on, and I was so tired, and I was exhausted all the time, and most importantly, I was sad, and I was suffocating, and I didn't know what to do. I felt as though I was all alone, and somewhere around that time, the cutting started. Cutting was a release for me, and I guess I thought it was just the right thing to do, and it was the right thing for me. Looking back, I think the scars were visible proof to me that everyone was right, that I was ugly and I was worthless. At the same time, I couldn't sleep at night, which made me sleep during the day and then during school. So because of that, my grades started to slip even more. At the end of my sophomore year, I applied for PFO, and I really did not think that I would get in. I remember sitting in my interview with Jen, and I literally just had nothing to say. Like, I just was like, it was really hard, but I guess she saw something beautiful in me, and I was accepted. After the first night of the retreat, I remember getting into my dad's car and saying, "This is going to change my life. This is the most incredible thing that I have ever been a part of. And I finally felt like I fit somewhere, and I belonged, which is something that I've never experienced before. I finally fit." But at the same time, I slowly started comparing myself to everyone else in PFO. We all know that PFO is just like this stomping ground of talent and just brilliance and everything, just everything. And all my negative thoughts came back in full force. I'm not smart, I'm not talented, I'm not as cool as everyone else. Oh, jeez. I've always been surrounded by a bubble of self-doubt, and for years I've been accepting all these self-limiting thoughts. To everyone, I seemed so carefree and so happy, but inside I was breaking, and I didn't know what I was going to do after high school. I wasn't going to apply to college because I didn't think I'd get in, and then I applied to City Year, and I got waitlisted. And I was so ready to get out of Charlotte and away from everything, but I had no way of leaving. I had no idea what I was doing with my life, and I wasn't a person I wanted to be. But here's the thing. I loved who I was in PFO, and that was one thing that I could truly hold on to. I started painting, and people actually were buying my stuff, which was pretty cool. In fact, there's a piece in Jen's house that her parents bought her because she loved it. Anyways, the good news is that I got into City Year, and at the end of my senior year, things really started looking up. I was feeling better and had something to finally look forward to. And eventually I left Charlotte and moved to DC to do my year with AmeriCorps. And once I was there, it was such a good environment for me. I met some of the most incredible people, and I got to work with the most amazing, amazing kids. And it was a really tough job, but being able to impact my community made everything worth it. I was still struggling with my depression and cutting, but I had hope that I could push through it. But once that experience was done, I moved back home and I was alone again, and I had nothing to look forward to. I was back to just existing, and that's when the cutting got really bad. I didn't feel like myself anymore, and I didn't really have anyone that I could talk to and who could relate to what I was going through. I felt as though I was turning back into all the negative thoughts and things I had and was in high school. I felt stuck here, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was lost, and again, I was someone I did not want to be. Eventually, after almost a year of living in constant negativity, I decided that enough was enough, and I asked for help. I wasn't living my life the way I wanted to, and I wanted to change. And it definitely has not been an easy process, but I'm slowly getting myself back together. And now, as part of my healing process, I'm back in PFO, and I've been able to redefine who I am and who I want to be. I am loving, I am funny, and I am compassionate. I'm proud to say that I haven't cut in 9 months, and one of the things I've learned is that life is a process, and becoming the woman I truly want to be will always be a part of that process. I hope that one part of what you get out of this is to treat everyone you encounter with love and compassion, because you don't know what you don't know.